just before the video starts, make sure you go and check out my website, ystech.org. This is the place where you're going to be finding the latest news and everything great in technology, from reviews to tutorials and much more. So make sure you go check it out in the description, ystech.org. I'll see you there. Hey guys, it is Wise from Wise Tech here, and today we're going to be looking at a $1,400 build. Now, I was requested to do this by someone in the comments. I can't exactly remember his name, sorry, but if you're watching this video, shout out to you. Thank you for suggesting this. And let's go ahead and get into this build. So, first of all, I'm just going to say off the bat, this is an Intel build. I will be showing you the alternative AMD build if you're into that as well. And the total price for this one is $1,392. So let's go ahead into the build. So first of all, we've got the Intel i5-9400F. Now this processor was brought to my attention not too long ago, and I should have paid more attention to it because it's actually a really good processor for specifically gaming. And if you're pure gaming, I would highly recommend this. You can go check out the benchmarks comparisons like the 2600 and stuff. But if you're doing more than gaming, like video editing and things like that, then I'd highly recommend you guys to check out Ryzen. But if you're doing pure gaming, stick with the i5-9400F. Now, this is the contender to that information, and this is the AMD Ryzen 3 3300X. Now, it recently came out with the 3100, and it seems to be a very good processor that's very close to the performance of the Intel i5-9400F. If you search up benchmarks for it as well, in some cases actually beats out the processor and is a little bit cheaper. Sorry, the i5 is 255 from Playtech, and or 269 from PC Force. Yeah, but so carry on with this. This one is $240, and apparently you can actually use this with a B450 M-A motherboard. I'm not really sure on the compatibility, but you guys do a little bit of research. From what I found, apparently this guy is compatible with this guy, so you should be fine with it. And it is it's a very good processor for the price as well, especially if you look up some benchmarks. And if you want to go even more budget, $40 less is the AMD Ryzen 3 3100, but I wouldn't recommend this one as much. So I mean, that's the budget AMD side, but let's head over back to the normal Intel build. We've got the processor here, and let's go over to the motherboard. So the motherboard is the Asus Prime B365M-A. Sorry, it's a micro ATX board, and it's compatible with that i5 I showed you. And this one is 153 from PB Tech. Nothing too much to say about this. I have the alternative AMD board from this one. As 4 RAM slots there, normal PCIe 16X, and a M.2 slot for your SSD. And yeah, I mean, let's go over to the RAM now. So we're going over to the RAM, and we've got the G.Skill Ripjaws V-Series, 5 Series, 16 gig kit. So it's 2 8 gig sticks, so you'll be able to upgrade in the future because you've got 2 extra slots there. But this one is about $150 from PB Tech, and it's G.Skill, so it's of course going to be really good. And it's clocked at 2666 megahertz, so not too bad. The speed's okay. If you're going with Ryzen, again, you probably want to go with a little bit higher speed RAM. This is dual channel, so you should be fine. But personally, I have 2400 megahertz RAM, and I kind of wish I got some faster RAM since I'm on Ryzen, because I can see a little bit of the performance difference between my system and a very similar system with different RAM. And I think it'd be a better option to get one of these faster kits if you can stretch it in the budget. But for this budget, I mean, it's not really going to make too much of a difference for you. And let's go over to the storage. So we've got the Crucial MX500 250GB M.2 SSD, and that's about $100 from PB Tech or $92 from Aquila Technology. This is a solid SSD, has solid read and writes. I personally have Crucial drives. I have the SATA version of it, so I can't exactly speak for this one or vouch for it. But I've never seen any problems with mine. It is super fast and super reliable. So, I mean, for the money, I think it's pretty decent. There's also a Kingston drive, I believe, and that's also quite reasonable. If I can find it, I'll show it to you guys later. But that Kingston drive is also quite a good drive for the money. So let's go over to the graphics card. So we've got the Gigabyte Radeon RX 5600 XT 6GB card. Guy has GDDR6 from what I can remember, and it clocks in about $550 from Computer Lounge, or about $600 from Palladium PCs. Now, what can I say about the 5600 XT? This is a monster of a card. You're able to play games at 1080p Ultra on most games, and you have quite high FPS, so obviously 60 or more, and a 1440p, probably medium to high. My friend actually bought a very similar card. He bought the Pulse Edition card, and I can say that card is amazing. This 5600 XT, you can even see in the benchmarks how well it performs in 1080p AAA titles. It is actually quite a good card for the money. Oh, well, in this build, I wouldn't say value for money, but I definitely say for pure performance, this is a solid card. This build is probably not for people who are just getting into gaming on PCs or something, or maybe you have a lot of money to spend, I don't know. But personally, I would not buy this outright. I would get something on the secondhand market for this amount of money. But just remember, this is pure performance here, and it is going to do well. It's GDDR6, which is the new type of graphics RAM for graphics card. I'm talking out of my but right now, it's a new standard for it, and yeah, it's just new technology, so it's a lot quicker, and I've just seen how well it performs in games. It's amazing. So let's go over to the case. No, the case is just personal preference. I just thought this one looked cool. At $74 from PB Tech, it's the Cooler Master Box Lite 3 Micro ATX mini tower. Whoops, it's a mini tower. Okay, it should be able to fit this graphics card inside. It's got one case fan, you can see there, and the power supply mounts up the top, and yeah, it's quite a small case, and yeah, personal preference, just search around, shop around. I just thought it looked like a cool case. For practically, probably not the best, but for the money, maybe, yeah. Okay, so let's go over the power supply, and we've got the Cooler Master MWE Bronze V2 550 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. So this is not the best power supplies, but it is by Cooler Master. It's not too bad. I believe it's either semi-modular or it has the spaghetti cable. I'm pretty sure it has spaghetti cables. For this price, you're not going to get a modular power supply. That's really low budget for this, for getting a modular power supply. And yeah, I mean, it's good for what it is, and I'll be doing a video soon, hopefully, on how to buy power supplies and how to determine if they're actually good or not. But yeah, I mean, that about sums up the build. So the build comes to 1,392, and I'm just going to show you the alternative to that. So let me go ahead and just let me find it here, and let's go ahead. So this is the alternative build. It's the AMD Ryzen 5 3600. Literally all the other parts are the same besides the motherboard and the CPU. So if you're going for a little bit higher performance and you need it for more than just gaming, it's 1,484. I know it's a little bit out of the budget, but that's why I didn't mention it at the start. But it's for if you're doing more than just gaming and you're streaming and things like that. This guy's an absolute monster. It's about $343 from PB Tech. It's not overclockable, but it's really good for just out of the box. And it's about $145 or $150 from First Wave or PB Tech on the Asus Prime B450M-A Micro ATX board. This one, I also mentioned it earlier, it's compatible with the 3300X if you guys want to go that route. But if you're doing pure gaming, I'd highly recommend the i5-9400F. Just remember, in the future, you're going to have to buy a whole new motherboard and CPU if you want to upgrade, if you're finding degradation in those two. And generally, with Ryzen, I mean, this is the last generation that's going to be compatible, but there are a lot of more options, like the 3700X, that could come cheaper in the future for you guys. But seriously, think about the amount of money you're spending and think about the performance you're getting, because personally, I would not go with this guy just because I don't just game, I do other things, heavier tasks on the computer. So I would highly think about getting the 3600, just spending a little bit more and getting something a little bit better. But I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. But pure gaming, just remember the i5-9400F is going to be a solid CPU for the money. So yeah, I mean, that about sums up the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you can check out ystech.org here and check out some of the posts and things we do. I do the normal unboxings, these videos. I do a random like technology post every so often, so make sure you check it out often so you guys get some updates. And yeah, make sure you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.